the transformation in our life. So we see that a car cannot be driven on its own. There must be some driver behind it, or there must be a driver who can drive the car. So similarly, this human body cannot go on its own, and you need a driver. The soul is a driver. The imperishable soul is the driver of this body. And once we know our true identity, so that's where we are uniquely placed. And when you know your true identity, managing our mind, senses, habits, attitudes, and behavior will be very easy for us, that we can be truly happy. Ultimately, everyone wanted to become happy, but we are not happy by indulging in certain these four things only. Why? Because you are not understanding your true identity, and based on that, certain activities if you do, you will be happy. I'll tell you a small story. A very rich aristocratic lady has brought a speaking parrot, and that parrot was kept in a golden cage, and this particular golden cage was decorated with many precious gems, precious diamonds, and she every day comes and nicely cleans this cage, and such that it is sparklingly decorated, and sparklingly gives you that feeling that, wow, what a kind of a cage the parrot is there. So, but again, she does that every day, cleaning the external cage, but she is not feeding the parrot anything. So what do you expect the parrot to be? Will that parrot be happy? Because the cage has been so nicely decorated and it is there in that cage, and nothing is fed to this parrot. So eventually the parrot will die, obviously. So if you don't feed the soul, which is what is making you to live, then this external decoration that you are doing is of what good? So similarly, if we understand who we are and act accordingly, we will be able to really lead a quality life and a fulfilled life, and also truly be happy. The second S in the formula of 5S is supreme. So just like I am operating this bodily car, so there must be a big operator to run this cosmic manifestation. How is this entire universe so uniquely placed and facilitating me to be here and do my duties? Because we all know that modern science cannot answer all that we are asking questions. Modern science has limitations, but if you understand from a Vedic perspective, you get a holistic picture about who we are, who is that, who is operating this cosmic manifestation, and what is my relationship with this cosmic manifestation, and how I should act in union with this cosmic manifestation. So Einstein said, I believe in an intelligent designer. If I met God, I will ask how you created this universe. There are laws that are not created by us. There are so many things that we did not do. But if you see a small child goes onto the street and he sees a traffic signals. There is red, there is green, there is orange, and people are moving. He feels that these signals are coming on its own. There is nobody who is operating. But there is an intelligent being behind who has created when the red should come, when the orange should go, and when green should go, all these things. But a small child will not realize that there is somebody behind who has created it, who is if there is a design, there is a designer. If there is a law, there is a lawmaker. So if there is a creation, there is a creator. We cannot imagine that a mobile phone which I carry in my hand has just come like that. So there must be a creator for creation to happen. That is no-brainer again. Now, Newton was a believer that there is something called a very intelligent being who has created this universe. And he called his so-called atheist scientist. And when he created, sorry, I moved this. So when he created a model of a solar model where the sun is in the middle and the planets are moving. It's a model. And when the atheist friend came and he was mesmerized seeing such a model which he has created, and he asked, who created this? Then he said, I don't know, it just came like that. Then this scientist friend asked Newton, how is that you're saying? There must be somebody who created this model. How can it just come on its own? Now Newton replied saying that if you are saying a model of the solar system that has to be created by somebody, how do you deny the fact that this cosmic manifestation has been created by some intelligent being? Seasons cannot come on its own. All these things, whatever we are talking about, the distance between sun and earth is exactly what it should be. It is not, there is no deviation. The planets, whatever the 9 planets that we have, they go in an orbit in a very systematic way. They don't collide between each other. Though there is the scientists have also shown that there are some planets which cross the orbit path of the another planet, but still they don't collide. So where is this intelligence coming in this cosmic manifestation? These are some of the things that we need to understand, that there is somebody who is mastermind behind this. Who is that? That also is very important. The third S is the scriptures. Now, if you wanted to find out the solutions of the mundane problems or the big problems that we are facing in our life, scriptures are very important. And could be the Holy Bible, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, or all these Vedic scriptures will help us to give you the right kind of a solutions, because these scriptures are called apaushaha. That means it has not been written by any human beings. And because if we come up with something, there are defects inherently. Today we may say that this is the medicine that you need to use to overcome this problem. But again, for this using the same medicine, you come across that it has created another problem. So because we inherently, whatever solutions we are proposing as human beings, there are defects. So we need to take care. We need to take the solutions from the scriptures, as this has not come from human beings who are inherently having certain defects. So scriptures are the basis, and if you take the solutions from Vedic wisdom, you get the perfect solutions. The third S is, so let me reiterate what we just told so far. The first is to find out that I am not this body, there is something beyond, and that is what the spirit soul. S stands for soul. The first S, to discover that I am also the spirit soul. Let's feed the spirit soul. The second S is the supreme. So who is that? Who is moderating, or who has created this entire cosmic manifestation? And where is that? I am also part of the cosmic manifestation and cosmic creation. So we understand in alignment with the cosmic manifestation, or that supreme is what we need to understand. The third S is the scriptures, the laws, codes for every human, what we need to follow, what we need to do, what we are not supposed to do, how do I act, how do I behave, what I should eat, what I should not eat, so all these things have been coming from these scriptures, and we need to get that knowledge also. So books based on the teachings of the scriptures are very important. Now, Stephen Covey, the 7 habits of highly effective people, have mentioned certain laws, and he has mentioned that I got so much of inspiration from Bhagavad Gita. There are so many renowned people. Einstein talked about how he got inspiration to come up with laws, which are the ones which are governing the modern science now, has been because he was getting inspiration from scriptures. The scriptures mostly from from Bhagavad Gita, Vedas, and things like that. Now the fourth S is solutions. Vedic wisdom offers perfect spiritual solutions. As I told you, the source doesn't have the defects usually human beings have. So that being that the reason you get the perfect solutions, and there are so many things we could discuss in this regard, but we need to depend upon the solutions that are given in our Vedic wisdom. This can be put a full stop to the real problems of our life. And the last one is the sound vibration. So sound vibration, when we take to this, it will make us realize who we are in one way, and we can lead a quality life. So there are so many experiments that have been done, and if somebody is interested, we could go dig deeper into this. But George Harrison, a very renowned singer who was managing a band called Beatles in UK, mentions that spiritual music is a way to go inside your own temple and calm down your mind. Now, if you ask, most of the time, what is the problem that we are facing is that we do not have peace of mind. So ultimately, we are all looking for happiness and peace of mind. And when you take up to this spiritual music, which will calm down, and there are very many ways that you can achieve this calmness. Could be through meditation, and could be through mantra meditation, and various other Vedic ways that you can get. And the entire world is looking for this solution, what our Vedic scriptures are proposing. Yoga has become a de facto for calming your mind, taking care of your health. It's not just in India, but worldwide. So we need to understand that what treasure we have, and we need to utilize that for our to upgrade and to fulfill the human mission for which we have come here, and the human potential can be unlocked. According to the research, David Brian Wolf, regular taking to this mantra meditation reduces the amount of stress, depression, and increases our sattva guna. So in Ayurveda, and recognized by other medical sciences, that there are 3 kinds of gunas. And if you talk in terms of doshas, if you call it, we have 3 doshas, which we all know. So when we align or balance these 3 doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha, which are also aligned with the sattva, rajas, and tamas, so then we can really attain that peace, happiness, and we can lead a stressless life. And that's what our Vedic scriptures and this 5S formula is trying to put it across to us, to introspect and lead a quality life, and unlock our potential and lead a life which is tension free and fulfilled with happiness and give happiness to others. So I will continue for a few more minutes, and then we will have some question answer session. So please be ready with your questions if you have, and we'll take it from there. So I would like to dwell upon one aspect, which is what is bothering, which is what is dominating our life. Could you think what is that? That is stress. So let us take some tips how we can reduce stress in our life. Is stress the normal part of human existence? Can stress be avoided? Because there are some people who say that, yeah, stress cannot be avoided. I'm in this particular profession, so it's obvious that stress is there. And some people say that, yeah, stress is good. Let it be there. If not, I will not be able to perform. So there is so much misconceptions and misunderstanding about the stress. So let's understand in toto what is stress and how I can avoid it. What is stress? Not being in the state of peace and happiness is what can be determined as stress. Because if you go to your workplace and you are not at all at your peace and you are not at all happy being there, then can you really do justice to your profession, whichever you are? Can you see your patients? Are the patients happy when they deal with you? Obviously, no. This is what at your professional friend. Can you think the same thing at your family friend? Can you just think that the opponent, other people will be happy with you when you are not happy yourself and you are not at your natural peaceful way that you are dealing with things? So the reason is that since this stress has taken over, so you are losing your balance, your imbalance of your natural state of your vata, pitta and kapha also comes because stress is dominating. And modern science has also proven that stress is the vital factor for your deterioration in your health. And that deterioration could be some organs in your body can be malfunctioning, and it could lead you to diseases which could also be like cancer, because stress is the primary factor for your health deterioration. Now, what is stress? One definition, I'm not saying that this is the definition. It is the gap between our expectation and reality. The more the gap, more the stress. Now just imagine that your expectation is this, and you are supposed to be here, but you are not there. So when you are leading your life, and your life should be led in such way, but you are not leading your life in a way that is recommended in the scriptures, or as per the norm, as a human being, you are supposed to lead your life in this way, but you are not leading it in this way, then there is a gap. So the amount of gap which is increasing, so the amount of stress is increasing. So effects of stress today, I would like to take more from children perspective, because most of you are pediatricians. And it also applies to others, but more to with the data I've projected more from children. So our children are breaking down as they reach youth. When you can see it to yourself, then when the kid goes to the schools or colleges, especially schools, when they are in LKG or UKG, they're very happy. They are just wanted to lead and be happy. But slowly, because of the educational system that we are in, so they are stressed out. They are not able to know, how do I come out of the stress? The stress is because of the academic pressure that is there, or the kind of environment they are being brought up. So all these factors are increasing the stress in children's life. And what are they indulging in then? So children aged 8 to 18 spend 7 hours and 38 minutes a day using entertainment media, logging almost 11 hours media usage a day. Just imagine, they are just in front of these media, and the influence of the media is so much that that can take you anywhere, and disproportionately make you go to a stage where the media is trying to influence you. So naturally your balance is gone. Where you need, what you need to do, you are forgetting, and what the media is wanting you to do, you are doing, because it is so much influencing. And you are, see, just imagine, and it has been proven, if suppose a boy is playing games where he's shooting all the time with his rifles, so, and he's using his knives and swords to kill the opponents in that game, what will happen? Immediately, at a later point of time in reality, if suppose his friend or his parent has told something which is not acceptable to him, he is immediately taking any weapon that is there in his vicinity and cutting out somebody's throat, because he's got so much influenced by the media, because he's spending most of the time and he's like addicted, and involuntarily he's doing certain activities. That is what addiction means. You don't want to do it, but you are just forced to do it. So that is what is happening with children. And so much of psychological disorders, their attention span is so limited, so less, that they are not able to overcome this problem, and so they are suffering. Poor grades in the students is what we see. And unfortunately, people, because of these grades, they are, if they are not doing good in their exams, there are people who are just committing suicide, especially in the students phase. They are doing it. Why? Because they're always expecting certain things, and they are not putting the right kind of efforts, and but still they wanted to get certain grades, etc. And it is to be understood that there are educational institutions, and the educational system that we have is Macaulay education system, which is not human by nature. They are just wanted human beings to be clerks, not human beings who can evolve by exploiting the true potential that they have. That education system is not catering for that. It is just, see, if you understand, when students come to their schools, they are pretty happy and they are respecting their parents. But gradually, as they grow, or as they pass from one class to another class, their behavior changes on the downside. Their habits are changing on the downside, and they are indulging in things that are abominable. So and drinking wine and drinking alcohol is nothing wrong for them. So all these things has led them to be depressed, and they are committing suicides, and they are indulging in activities like smoking and boozing and things like that. So as we, for the sake of time limitation that I have, I would like to take few more minutes and then conclude. On an average, the average attention span at present is just 5 seconds long. 10 years ago, it was 12 minutes. So I cannot concentrate on one thing for more than 5 seconds. So that is because of the kind of environment we are in, the kind of things we are exposed to. So as we have seen, that I'm bringing this because a lot of you are pediatricians. Now, these days, mothers, if they want to feed their children, what are they doing? They are taking the mobile gadget and playing some cartoons, and they are feeding the children. So while while you are eating certain things, your focus is not on the things that you are eating. Now what happens is that, and this applies to adults too, when, and most of the time this is what is happening. I have a TV in front of me and I'm taking my dinner, I'm taking my lunch, or I'm seeing to my WhatsApp messages while I'm chatting, I'm eating. So what happens is that in the medical realm or biologically, what happens is that whenever I take a food, the human body has got the intelligence to secrete the right kind of enzymes to digest based on the food that I am taking. But now the secretion happens based on what you are thinking and what is the mood in which you are eating. So all these factors deteriorate the enzymes to secrete in a required degree. So because of not secreting the right kind of enzymes, because you are not focused while you're eating, and so the food doesn't get digested properly, and ill health is the outcome of that. So putting things short, a lot of things, habits have changed. People are leading life which is not compatible to lead a quality life, and we are indulging in activities which is degrading our human existence. So how to overcome stress? As I told you, we could use this 5S formula, and having a good mentor in our life, and having a long-term vision and career goals, and being focused in our life. Other than eating, sleeping, and mating and defending, we should also know that the differentiation factor is that we need to understand who we are. Who is this who has created this cosmic manifestation, and what is my relationship with that, and follow certain norms so that we can lead a quality life. I will end by giving one last slide. Sorry. Now, before Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita, his whole body is trembling. He says, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. So if you see from modern science perspective also, these are the symptoms of what? So these are the symptoms which I am going to present in the next slide. I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only cause of misfortune. If you see Arjuna's state of mind, what he was facing is more or less, he is facing depression. He doesn't have purpose in his life. He is only seeing bad coming out of his existence. And this also calls the suicidal tendencies, if you wanted to call in medical terms. Now, lack of confidence, anxiety, demoralized, stress, and depression. These were some of the conditions, or you would say that symptoms that Arjuna was facing before he heard Bhagavad Gita. But once he heard Bhagavad Gita, he became or emerged victorious, where he could overcome all these, could be confidence level increased, anxiety decreased. He was able to find morality within himself and lead a moral life. Stress was reduced or removed, or he could overcome depression. So in our life, if you wanted to lead a life where we can increase our, understand our human potential and unlock it, we need to follow these 5 principles that I just mentioned. The first S is understand about the soul. Second S is the supreme who is behind this cosmic manifestation, and the sound vibration and the scriptures that you need to follow. So when we follow all these 5 principles in our life, then we will be able to unlock the human potential that is there with us. And if you are not utilizing the human potential, Bhagavad Gita says that, and Arjuna identified that, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavat pruchami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. So here he says that Karpanya dosho. So what is my real problem? My real problem is that this Karpanya dosha. Karpanya comes from the root word called Kripana. Kripana means conjuice. It also means that miserly person. I am not utilizing my full potential as a human being. That is my real problem. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavat. So my real problem is that I am acting like a kripana. I am acting like a miserly person. So now when we understand that my human potential is not just getting limited to eating, sleeping, meeting, and defending, but there is something beyond, then we are utilizing our human potential to the full extent. So I thank each one of you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And if you have any questions, I would like to see how I can address them. I'm not perfect in all the aspects, but I'll try my level best to address if you have any questions. Thank you very much. Yes, Pavan Garu, Preeti.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You have given what's the problem and also the solutions of what we are facing today. Thank you so much, sir. That's a very much well elaborated lecture, and with all the solutions in it, you have guided us in the right path. So I think any questions are coming from the thing. I think we can ask. You can message also. Preeti ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Pawan. So it was a wonderful lecture, and it was the message was very clear that how to introspect, and that 5 formulas, 5 S formulas, which sir has mentioned, definitely would guide us, and we will understand what is my real dharma and what I have to do as a human being at large, not only serving the society, because we are the guardians for taking care of at least as a pediatrician for the welfare of the children. So when we are only healthy, when we are physically, mentally, and spiritually healthy, can we lead our patients also into the right track, and although more the tender children, the confused mind of the adolescent and the young adults. So we are definitely them to carve them in a better way if we have these good positive thoughts. And thank you so much. It was a wonderful session. And any questions we can take, or we conclude. And I thank Krishna sir for presenting it and giving us a very good guidance in the morning. And thank you all the participants who have joined in this morning. And I look forward to the great session in the afternoons. We will have a great academic feast in the main conference. So thank you, Pawan. Yeah,
hello, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning to everyone. I'm Dr. Lavasa. I'm from Chandigarh. I studied in PGI Chandigarh, and I have dwelled upon this subject quite a lot. That what is happening in our society, and what are we serving our youngsters. So I really feel that the lectures are very enlightening, but each day, if we inculcate such values, that it's not only the finances which are the actual gains, but there are so many intangible gains which we have to look at, So we are actually just serving the quick fix solutions. And we are responsible, we as adults are responsible for not shaping our youngsters very properly. You can see that even if you visit any jhopdi, any jhuggi jhopdi, you will find a dish antenna, and we are serving the manoranjan, and we are serving the classical arts, classical humanities be a subject which is taught to only arts graduates. And why should it not be common to every human being? And why should we not inculcate such values that whatever our rishi and munis after so many thousands of years of research have given us, so that is also valuable. And if you internalize, that is such an intangible gain that we learn to look at it. The patient who comes to us and he is feeling so grateful, whether he tells you or not, but there are invisible vibes which come into us through him, which is actually called dua. So why should we not consider that that is also such a gain? Why should I think that only if my fee is 2,000 rupees, that is a gain? So we have to inculcate this kind of values. And in my mind, the classical arts, which are very thoroughly in the school system. So actually, I mean, we as SPECMACAI volunteers are trying our best in last 45 years that CBSE includes such thing. And there is a lot of effort that higher education institutions and schools, etc., have inculcated. But each one of us have to try this type of, inculcate this type, well, at least in our own children, so that, when they meet their friends, they say that we should learn to look at intangible gains. Why should I think that the man who is rich by money, he is the rich man? Why should I not think that when I have absolutely intact limbs, intact mind, sound mind, healthy body, healthy eyes, all these are intangible gains which have been given by God, and we should put to the best use of it. And I am the richest who has been endowed with all these things. So in my mind, I feel that, this type of value of appreciating intangible gains has to be inculcated into youth. And then only we can lead to a better and holistic society. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity and listening to me. I hope it will make a sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Every word you spoke is excellent, ma'am. That is the need of the hour. I think we need to, academies also has to gear up to such to make that into reality. Thank you, ma'am.
So just appreciating Dr. Nawasa, the kind of things that we need to give to the society, and the direction in which the society is moving, and especially this education system has to be transformed. Now, we are not recognizing that much. We are to some extent recognizing, but we have been in the colonial rule for so many centuries, and that is still dominating the situation. And children are not getting introduced to the scriptures, and politics is in its own way trying to play their games. But we as social organizations and people with this kind of mindset, we all should go to schools and colleges in one way or the other and bring this awareness in children. Because this generation, if it is losing this, then think about what will happen to the future generation and what will happen to this entire world. People will just become mechanical and they'll lead a life which is no more called a human life. So as Dr. Nawasa rightly mentioned, we understand that we have a responsibility. But mostly what we are doing is that we are also just not bothering. We are also not interested to do anything beyond our capacity, or what we are generally are doing. We are just doing that. So thank you, Dr. Nawasa ma'am, for
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wonderful inputs.
Thank you.
So I don't think
if no further questions are there, should we end the meeting? I thanked Krishnaswamy sir for giving us the introspection about ourselves and how to go about our life, and in overall how to help the society to go into the better world. So thank you so much. Thank you all the participants who've joined. Thank you Pawan, thank you RSV and PATS and PCB for having this heartfulness and wellness programs in the morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Krishna Swami sir. Thank you.